Hi, today we are going to discuss the third poem prescribed for 10th grade students from the textbook First Flight. The title of this poem is A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. It's a very easy poem with a very simple theme, yet important theme. It is easy to understand. The theme of this poem is the love for freedom. Every creature on the face of this earth, in this world, loves to be free. The desire for freedom is the natural instinct of every creature in this world. Before going into the details of this poem or before explaining this poem line by line, let me tell you a few words about its poet, and that is Leslie Norris. Leslie Norris is considered to be one of the most important Welsh poets and short story writers. One of the most important factors about this poet is that he was not just a poet or not just a literary personality, a short story writer. Besides, he was also a teacher. He has the experience of teaching at several reputed educational institutions. And our present poem, that is A Tiger in the Zoo, is written by the same poet, that is Leslie Norris. In this, the poet tries to depict the mental condition of a tiger. The poet tries to show the condition of a tiger that is locked in a concrete cell and compares it with the condition of the tiger that is in its natural habitat, that is in the jungle. The poet conveys an important message that even the wild animals should be left in their natural habitat. They should not be kept in captive. In other words, we can say that the poet tries to bring a contrast the poet tries to differentiate between freedom and captivity. That is what is conveyed through this poem. It will be very clear as we go through the poem. One more important factor about this poem, it has got 5 stanzas, and some of the stanzas in this poem talk about the condition of the tiger that is in the zoo, and some others talk about the condition of the tiger when he is in its natural habitat or when he should be in its natural habitat. With this background, let's try to understand this poem. Let's try to understand it line by line or stanza wise. Let's look at the first stanza. See, he stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. See, in this poem or in this stanza, he stands for obviously the tiger. He stalks. Stalks means moving, okay, moving gently or moving, slowly. He stalks in his vivid stripes. He walks, he strides in his vivid stripes. Stripes refers to the appearance of his body, that is his striped body. He stalks in his vivid stripes. His stripes are quite vivid. They are bright and clear that can easily be seen. So he stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. His cage doesn't have a lot of space. It is quite a small cage. It is limited, restricted. His freedom is restricted to the small cage. So the few steps of his cage, he is not able to take the many steps that he would love to. He takes only a few steps on pads of velvet quiet. That means his pads are velvet soft, very soft in his quiet rage. That means although he seems to be angry, he seems to be, in rage, but he's not able to express it. He cannot do anything. He knows that his anger cannot achieve anything. He is helpless there. No one can come to his rescue. No one can give him freedom. So knowing this, he simply strides the few steps that he can take only in his cage. So that is the meaning of the first stanza. Now the second stanza. So the first stanza talks about the condition of the tiger when he is locked in his concrete cell. The second stanza, he should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plum deer pass. See, he should be lurking. Lurking means hiding. Now, why should he hide? He should be hiding in shadow. Why? In order to make a grand attack, in order to, in order to catch other animals for food, in order for his prey, we can say. So he should be lurking in shadow. He should be hiding in shadow, sliding through long grass. He should be moving slowly through long grass. Where? Near the water hole. Why near the water hole? It is this water hole where plum means heavy, healthy, deer come and pass. So actually, he should be hiding somewhere near the water hole, which is the rendezvous, or which is the visiting place of many deer animals who come in order to drink water. So the tiger should be hiding somewhere near that place so that he could make attack and he could feed himself. So the second stanza talk about the condition of the tiger that is in its natural habitat. Again, if you have read the introductory lines, you must have read the poem moves from zoo to the jungle and back again to the zoo. This is what is written in the introductory lines in NCERT book. So the first stanza talks about the tiger that is locked. The second stanza talks about the tiger if he should have been left in its natural habitat. Then the third stanza, he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. See, where he should be snarling. Snarling means making aggressive sound. In a sense we can say growling. So he should be snarling around houses. He should be, moving around houses or growling at the jungle's edge. Actually, he should be in jungle, but jungle's edge. Why? In case he didn't get prey, in case he didn't get any animals to feed himself, to feed himself or to satisfy his hunger. He should be snarling around houses. That means in search of food. He should be going around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs. Baring means showing his white fangs. Fangs means sharp, long, tooth. So he should be showing his tooth and claws and thereby terrorizing the village. That means he should be making everyone afraid. He should be a cause of terror in the village. So again, the third stanza talks about the condition of the tiger that is in its natural habitat. Again, next stanza, but he is locked in a concrete cell. It is sad to say that he is locked where? In a concrete cell. Where? In the zoo. His strength behind bars. It doesn't mean that his strength has gone. He still has the strength of a tiger, but his strength is locked behind bars. That means he is not able to use his strength. It is almost as if he is helpless, and not almost, he is exactly helpless in his cage. So he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars. That means he doesn't have any strength at all left for practical purpose. Stalking the length of his cage. I have already told you the meaning of stalking, moving, sliding. So he is stalking simply the length of his cage. So where is he taking a stalk, or where is he stalking? Simply the length of his cage, not out of his cage. He is simply moving up and down the length of his cage. And what is he doing? Ignoring visitors. That means he doesn't take any notice of the visitors who come to enjoy him or who come to see him or visit the zoo. And then the last stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So this is the last stanza that talks about how his day comes to an end. How does his day comes to an end? He hears the last voice at night. At night, what sound of voice or what sort of sound does he hear? He hears the last voice at night, and that voice is the voice of patrolling cars. That means the officers who pass near the cage to inspect, to see whether everything is all right. So he just happens to hear the voice of the patrolling cars at night, and then he just keeps on staring with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. It is sad but true. He should be staring at his prey. He should be hiding in the jungle. He should be ready to commence his grand attack, to attack at the other animals. He should show his strength in the jungle, but he is locked behind bars, and he simply keeps on staring at the stars at night. So that's what I told you. It must be very clear by now that this poem talks about the condition of the tiger that is in its natural habitat, and the condition of the tiger that is locked in its concrete cell. So it is, I think, no hyperbole to say that the poem expresses, or through this poem, the poet expresses the need for freedom, and how every creature on this earth, on this globe, loves to enjoy freedom. The poem brings a sharp contrast between freedom and captivity, and how freedom should be enjoyed even by animals like a tiger. Well, I'm sure you must have understood, but before winding up, a few words about its rhyming scheme or rhyme scheme. Now, what is a rhyme scheme? I have already dealt in my other videos. Still, let me repeat here. Rhyme scheme is the pattern how each line in a poem comes to an end. Let's analyze the first stanza. The last word of the first line is stripes. Let's consider it A. Cage. It is not similar to stripes, so let's consider it B. Quiet. No similarity with any of the words above, so let's take it C. Then rage. Rage is very much similar to cage. So what is cage? B. So rage also can be taken as B. So what do you conclude? A, B, C, B. This is the rhyme scheme. Now, in the same way, if you analyze other stanzas as well, you get this rhyme scheme. See the second stanza. Shadow. O. It ends with O sound. Let's consider it A. Grass. Let's consider it B sound. Hole. C sound. Pass. Any similarity? Yes. Grass. Grass. Pass. So this is B. So again A, B, C, B. So this is the rhyme scheme. I am sure you must have got a clear and thorough understanding of this poem. Yet, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll clarify your doubts. Thanks for watching.